संदीप जी को नमस्कार।
सर नमस्कार।
जी नमस्कार। चलिए अब आप अपने जो ग्रुप हैं उनको बोल दीजिए कि वो जल्दी से ज्वाइन कर लें। ठीक है जी। हाँ, म्यूट है आपका, आवाज नहीं आ रही। आवाज नहीं आ रही आपकी। अब बोलना जी। नहीं, इनको भी एडमिन बनाओ।
सर मुझे भी कर दे, एक सोनिया करके आएगी उसको भी कर दे, क्योंकि पीपीटी हम शेयर करेंगे ना।
हाँ जी, सोनिया और वो सर सभी को आप अभी ज्वाइन करवा दीजिए
मैं करवा रहा हूँ
ताकि।
सर, मैं
हाँ
करवा रहा
जी, ये जी संजू को बुलाना।
सर गुड मॉर्निंग सर। गुड मॉर्निंग सर, आई एम संदीप फ्रॉम इंडिया। हेलो।
संदीप जी, ये सोनिया एहसान मैडम यही drop admin.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Professor
Okay.
Arturo sir is already joined, sir.
Okay.
अभी कुछ
Right.
और लोग ज्वाइन करेंगे सर.
Right.
Professor Arturo sir has developed the idea in software algorithm has developed by Professor Arturo sir.
Welcome, sir. Welcome to the webinar. संदीप जी, आर्टूरो सर को भी एडमिन बनाना है?
नहीं सर, उनको जरूरत नहीं. सोनिया को बनाना है और
बाकी
हम हैं. ये लोग केवल ज्वाइन करेंगे सर.
ओके.
हाँ सर, अभी तो एक तो सर की सेक्रेटरी मैडम है, वो आएंगी. गिसुपे मिजालो सर आएंगे अभी.
This meeting is being live streamed. It is being live streamed on YouTube as well as Facebook. I have already sent the links to you. Hello, Renu. Welcome.
Good afternoon, Tejinder.
Good afternoon.
Sandeep sir.
Good afternoon, ma'am. We are already ready.
Yes. I think somebody has logged in from mobile also. सर शायद आपका 2 जगह से लॉगिन हो गया.
यस, मैंने किया मैडम. प्रॉब्लम आ रही है वॉइस की, इसलिए मैंने 2 जगह किया है. मोबाइल पे वॉइस के लिए किया है, वीडियो के लिए मैंने लैपटॉप से किया है.
आपकी यू आर ऑन म्यूट तेजिंदर.
संदीप जी, आप एक ना पूरा म्यूट कर दीजिए, उसका ऑडियो आउटपुट म्यूट कर दीजिए अपने फोन का, या जिससे जो भी आप जिसका यूज नहीं कर रहे हैं, तो फिर ये ठीक हो जाएगा. So welcome Renu, nice to see you after so long.
Yes, same here. Nice to see you with the Tiranga.
Yes, that I usually put whenever I am in any online event, and you know, so this is usually.
अच्छा लग रहा है. So all set.
Yeah, all set from our side now. So let people join, right? I'm sure you have circulated the link. and waiting for people to join. And then you see it's being live streamed on YouTube as well as on Facebook. So this video will be permanently available once it is, and it's being recorded also, right? So that way, I mean, yeah.
It will stay. It will have a long life.
Yes, yes, yes. It will have a long life. Hello, Gurpreet. Gurpreet has joined from Germany. She has been our alumni, and she was amongst the first to respond yesterday when I sent the message. Welcome,
Hello,
Gurpreet.
sir. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Oh, yes, it's morning there, huh?
Yeah, it's 12, it's 10 o'clock here. Yeah.
Okay, great, great, great. So, and you can check it whether it's being live streamed on YouTube or not. I mean, I've sent the links.
Let me check it.
Yeah,
Let me check.
YouTube as well as Facebook. But mute this first because is it working? You're mute.
Yes, it's working. Yes, we can see your window. Your window is showing up there. No, I'm not. I'm not mute. I think you muted me.
Yeah, the admin had muted everybody. Now she's unmuting selectively. So, because we have to be little vigilant team as far as management of this platforms is concerned, especially when we have international audience. They're doing their job. Yeah. Okay, Facebook is giving reminder that live video will start in 15 minutes. So it's not on Facebook yet. It will be there. So how did you come to know with the idea of having this webinar? Admin, please allow Renu Sharma to unmute herself.
Yes, sir, already allowed.
Now you try, Renu.
Yes, it's working now. So my lips were sealed, zapped by your admin.
Renu Sharma, Sandeep Gupta, Arturo sir, and then Sonia, right?
Yes, sir, all are co-host right now.
Okay. So a very good afternoon, everyone. I think now we are almost about to start. Sandeep ji. Hello.
Hello.
Sonia.
Sir, can you,
Yeah.
sir, can you my mobile also, Sandeep Gupta? Please unmute.
Okay.
No.
Admin. Hello. Rajat. Can you unmute Sandeep Gupta mobile?
Sir, just a minute.
So nice to see a lot of academicians from all over India. We have Dr. P.R. Kaushalya, we have Dr. Kamini Datta from Jammu, then we have Dr. Maulik Rathore, we have Gurpreet from Germany. A lot of people are joining from around the world. Pawan is there, and
Professor
of course our
Arturo.
research scholars.
Professor Arturo is there, sir, from Italy.
Welcome, sir. Welcome, Professor Arturo. Dr. Poonam, Dr. Rashmi Chaudhary.
Sir is trying to connect, sir. Professor Mizalo and Emido is trying to connect.
Okay. Oh. Welcome. Welcome, Vakil. Always nice to see you.
Tejender sir, my mobile, Sandeep Gupta, unmute, please.
Sir, check again. It's already unmute.
Yes, sir. Now it's okay.
Now, thank you, sir. Professor Mizalo is also online, sir, from Italy. Milazzo, Professor Milazzo. And sir is also. Yeah. Good morning, sir. Sir, Emido sir is still late, not connected.
Pardon? Dr. Sadeep, can you just check up or call?
Yes, sir. Sir is trying, sir. Sir is trying. Sir is trying to connect. Because we have seen the message, sir. He has seen the message. He's written. I'm connecting.
Okay, so let's wait for a couple of
Yeah,
minutes.
yes, sir. Few minutes, sir. See, his friend, Professor Milazzo, is already online. Professor Arturo is there.
Welcome, Professor Milazzo.
Thank you very
Nice
much
to
for
see you.
Sandeep.
Sir is the Professor Milazzo is the one of the best friend of my son, Professor Mido, sir. He's trying to manage anyhow to Nobel nomination for sir 4 times. Sir, Arturo sir is not online. Please ask sir what is the problem. Sorry, sir. Emido sir, sir. Emido sir, sir. Please ask sir.
Ho visto ora che c'è. Se ci scritto le pandore con una costruzione non c'è bisogno che non mettere da parte. Se spendo, spediamo 109 può essere di più. Non c'è bisogno che parlo della rinnovata. No. Comunque ho visto nei
Admin, you can mute this mic.
Non sa da vedere. Ogni tanto che mi dice, non sa da dire. Dici che si sarebbe detto a tutti, certo che si non sapremo la grossezza do il boccolo, lo sa fare una cretina, abbiamo già l'odio io.
Sir, we can start, sir. Milazzo sir. Emito sir has not joined. Emito sir has not joined.
Maybe he can join in due course, when he joins, then yeah, in the meantime, because a lot of people have joined, so let's be
Let me ask
in
sir.
time.
Yeah, can I take the permission from Milazzo sir? Then we can start. Right, sir? Milazzo sir, we can start. Milazzo sir, we can start with your due to your permission. Can we start, sir? with your permission. Sir, I think mute problem is there.
Rajat, can you unmute Professor Milazzo for a minute?
Sir, Professor Milazzo already co-host of the meeting, so they can join and unmute yourself.
Now it's unmute. Yes, sir. Milano, sir, we can start the program. Then we will take the permission. With your permission, we can start the program, sir. Some problem. Sir, we can start, sir. I think some problem. Again, unmute. Mute, sir.
He is the host. He is the co-host, so that's not an issue.
Okay, let me start, sir. Sir will join, then we'll
Yeah,
start.
right.
Yeah, please. Because Arturo sir is there, four members are already there. Sir.
Right.
Okay, sir, please.
So, Shobha, can you start with the formals? Shobha?
Yes, sir.
So just start the event.
Afternoon to one and all present here. Respected Chairperson, Professor Tajinder Sharma, Department of Commerce, esteemed keynote speaker, invited guests, and dear participants. Today, we have gathered here for the one-day online webinar on the importance of cost in public and private companies, organized by Department of Commerce, Kurukshetra University, Kurukshetra, with promotional partners Haryana Commerce and Management Forum and Institute of Company Secretaries of India. I welcome you all to the webinar. Now I invite Professor Tajinder Sharma, Chairperson, Department of Commerce, to formally welcome our keynote speakers and invited guests. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Shobha. It's my profound privilege to extend a very warm welcome to the esteemed speakers for this webinar. Dr. Emildo Valentini, who is the president of Real Economy Foundation and a nominee for Nobel Prize for the year 2022. He has held a number of prestigious positions, including Deputy Head of Cabinet for Minister for Scientific and Technological Research, Italy, Head of the Cabinet Minister for Scientific and Technological Research, Director of Service 6 State Companies at Presidency of Council of Ministers and Public Function Department, Directorate of Service 8, Operations of Public Administration, Directorate of FEPA, Project Functionality and Efficiency of Public Administration, Council of Ministers. He was responsible for coordinating scientific and technological research in the transport sector in the Office of Minister for Scientific and Technological Research. He has authored a multiple number of books on public and private finance. He is a practitioner who has got a hands-on experience on widespread issues of public finance. And we were contacted by his team because he wanted to share his practical knowledge, which he has combined with a very sound theoretical basis to develop the modeling and use this knowledge to reduce the cost in the public and private enterprises. As we are finding, the economy is moving into a different phase now in the post-corona times. Indeed, cost cutting is the need of the hour, and it is a time when all the enterprises, whether it is public enterprises or whether it is private enterprises, the issue of cost, understanding the cost, what it is, how it can be minimized without having any implications on the overall productivity of the organizations, is indeed a very relevant topic. Sir, we are extremely thankful to you for joining with your team and sharing your thoughts, your ideas to the faculty members, research scholars, and esteemed academicians from not only our university, but from almost all of the country. And indeed, sir, we look forward to your thoughts, your ideas on this important issue. We welcome you once again, extend a warm welcome to you from Kurukshetra, the land of Bhagavad Gita, Kurukshetra, the land of say Dharma Kshetra, wherein we say look forward to a very interesting session in this webinar.
Thank you, sir. I'm glad to share my feelings. You have given the pauses during your busy schedule because you are busy in a president program and lots of programs. And here we have some idea to share, which is going to increase the productivity of the public and private organization that is developed by the Professor Amido, sir. That is called real economy. On the basis of that, he is trying to increase the efficiency of every organization, and especially he's focusing on the developing countries because he is kind person. He is thinking how we can contribute for our society so that everybody will get better life. Sometimes our administrator is unable to manage the resource properly. So that sir is using his whole experience and develop the idea how we can. And I'm thankful to the Professor Tejinder Sharma sir, Professor Renu Sharma ma'am, and Kurukshetra University, and two more organizations who is supporting to us, Haryana Commerce and Management Forum, the Institute of Company Secretary of India, who has joined us to understand the concept which is developed by the Professor Amido sir, and along with him, Professor Milazzo sir and Professor Arturo sir. Milazzo sir and Arturo sir has developed the idea and developed the one algorithm, and we will further after 25th January we will demonstrate by this concept, right? So we will take the help of Professor Amido sir, with assistant Miss Sonia Ahsan from Bangladesh. She will narrate the basic idea of the real economy. Now I am handovering the mic to the Sonia Ahsan. Miss Sonia Ahsan, please start the basic idea how we are going to work for the organization and for the society, please.
Hello, sir. How are you? Hello, sir.
Yes, you're audible, madam.
Thank you, sir.
Sonia, share the PPT.
Sir, I have already sent to you. Sir,
Let me try from here. Wait.
okay, sir.
Now it is visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So may I start?
Yes, please do.
Hello, I'm Sonia Hassan. Today I am presenting about real economy concept, and the topic is the importance of cost in public and private companies. Analytical accounting in administrative activities and services. General accounting and analytical accounting. General accounting, accounting technique which consists in the monetary recording of the events of the company of the entity aimed at externalizing the financial situation or for legal obligation or for other needs. Analytical accounting, accounting technique which consists in the economic evaluation of the events of the company of the entity aimed at obtaining knowledge for internal use of its economic performance. Next. So next slide. Yes, sir. General accounting. The financial externalization of the general accounting is substantiated with the preparation of budget, both budgets and final balance. General accounting is regulated partially by law in private companies and companies totally by law in state bodies, state accounting. The general ledger record costs as they occur regardless of uses. Next slide, sir. Analytical accounting. The economic knowledge of analytical accounting is achieved by evaluating the cost of the products and the relative comparison with the revenues. Analytical accounting is characterized by arbitrariness. Everyone prepares their own company's economic evaluation methodology. Analytical accounting records the cost of factors at the time of their use, sees the cost as a function of their allocation to the products. Now, general accounting and analytical accounting. The general accounting assesses profits and loss in monetary terms. Analytical accounting evaluates the cost or income ratio in economic monetary terms. Now, cost concepts and classification. With reference to the general accounting records, the costs are identified in negative components of the income recognized by original document, summarized in the income statement of the financial statements and in the attachment to this document. With reference to the analytical accounting service, the cost, although with starting data, often coming from the same channels, are identified in more analytical data that express specific consumption of resources in the production and distribution process. Now, the meaning of cost is better clarified through appropriate classification and distinctions. But it must be clear that each classification of cost is suitable for pursuing only certain purpose. By changing the purpose, it is necessary to change the criterion of classification and data processing. Now, spatial cost and common cost. Factor costs are distinguished first of all into spatial and common depending on whether or not they are used exclusively for the operation of a cost center, for the criterion of a single product, a defined set of products, or a production process. Now, direct cost and indirect cost. You have the direct cost when there is at the same time the technical possibility of measuring the units of production factor used and the economic convenience of making this measurement. Yes, it has indirect cost if not. While common costs are always indirect, spatial cost can be direct and indirect. They are indirect when, although they concern factors used exclusively according to the cost object, it's not economically convenient to measure them. Direct cost and indirect cost. Common cost indirect cost, and in special cost, they are direct cost and indirect cost. Now, indirect cost. Indirect costs are all those costs that they cannot or do not know each other, directly ascribed to the single cost object, product, cost center, production process. The most frequently used classification is the functional on which divides indirect cost, also defined in this case as general expenses into, like overhead of production or industrial or factory overheads, administrative overheads, commercial overheads, corporate. Now, fixed cost and variable cost. Fixed cost to those who is in any case supported by the company regardless of the volume of activity carried out do not undergo variations. And variable cost those that vary according to the unit produced. Now, prime cost. The prime cost consists of elementary cost directly attributed to a specific cost object, product, and center. Normally, it includes the cost of direct raw material, the cost of direct labor, the direct cost of operating machine, and other cost equipment. It is therefore determined by the sum of direct material cost, direct labor cost, and other special cost. Now the example of prime cost: cost of direct material, direct labor cost, different prime special cost, and that are prime cost. Now production cost. The industrial or production cost consists of the sum of the prime cost plus production overheads. And the example: cost first, production overheads, and that are production cost. Cost of transformation. The cost of transformation is given by the cost of production minus the cost of raw material. For example, production cost, cost of raw material, and that is cost of transformation. Now total cost. The total cost is given by the production cost increased by the charges associated with placing the products on the market. That is, it is given by the sum of the production cost plus general administrative expense plus commercial general expense plus company general expense. And the example: production cost, general administration expense, corporate general expense, and their total cost. Now standard cost. Standard cost are the scientifically predetermined costs incurred in manufacturing a single unit or a number of units of the product during a specified period in the immediate future. They are costs assumed as typical and calculated with reference to corporate efficiency situations and in relation to given production volumes. Standard costs are projected cost of a product based on current and projected operating conditions. Now, analytical accounting methodologies. A first expository simplification allows to distinguish the methodologies according to costing method in analytical accounting by order, analytical accounting by process. A first expository simplification allows to distinguish the methodologies according to nature of the data used in analytical accounting at actual cost, analytical accounting at standard cost. A first expository simplification allows to distinguish the methodologies according to way of considering fixed cost in analytical accounting at direct cost, direct costing, analytical accounting at global cost, full cost. Now, analytical accounting by order. Job order accounting applies to business that work on a job order basis characteristics of the products indicated by buyer and in which the production order must find reference in an already contracted order. Analytical accounting by order requires the separate recognition of the cost of the various orders during their processing. It is applicable to works carried out on orders in factories, construction site, plant construction, shipyards, and so on. The unit of cost is the order and the contract. And analytical accounting by order here, the prerequisite for the implementation of this type of accounting is given by the possibility of materially identify the completed orders and allocating their own cost to each. Now, analytical accounting by orders, objectives and limits. Analytical accounting allows you to directly compare the sale price with the relative cost. In this way, a final check of the result of the order is immediately carried out. And now, objectives and limits here, analytical accounting allows you to formulate estimates more accurately since the cost of similar orders made in the past is known. However, the knowledge of this cost is more or less relative, both because the orders are hardly the same and because the prices and processing times can be changed. And of course, check company efficiency by comparing estimated cost with cost actually incurred. Now, analytical accounting by process. Process accounting is applied to companies with continuous work or for homogeneous series. For example, producing for the warehouse in which the characteristics of the product are determined by the company on the basis of market needs. Cost accounting per process is used when the products are not separable and distinguishable from each other during one or more manufacturing process. Cost accounting per process is used when the product of each stage of the process becomes raw material for the next stage. Cost accounting per process is used when different products or byproducts are obtained from the same process. In this case, the cost of the product is calculated indirectly and periodically, since it is impossible from an accounting point of view to identify the single unit. One can only determine the average cost of the product. Now, the objective and limits. Process costing allows a clear distinction between center costing, which serves above all for cost control, calculation of product cost, which is used for commercial policy and for inventory valorization. However, cost accounting has the drawback relating the evaluation of the products being processed at the beginning and at the end of each accounting period. In job order accounting, the evaluation takes place during the processing period. Now, location and cost allocation. Cost localization consists of assignment of the various cost factors to the various ONS production unit, thus taking on the role of cost centers. The cost center to be an effective cost determination tool must be defined in such a way as to facilitate the localization of the direct cost of the center itself, detection and control of processing times, the breakdown according to technical criteria of indirect cost. Now, cost per order, cost per process. While with cost per order, the localization phase can be avoided. In cost per process, the reference of cost to operating center, cost center is the basis of the system itself. The elementary units to which the operating cost of the individual centers refer vary accordingly to the type of production. Knowing which centers contribute to the formation of the product, how many of the elementary units contribute to forming the cost of the single product, and knowing the cost of each unit of work produced in the single centers, it is easy to calculate the average processing cost per unit of product. Now, actual cost accounting. Actual cost accounting occurs when costs are detected in the final balance. For example, on the basis of expenses already recorded in the general ledger. Accounting at standard cost. Standard cost means what it should be. For example, how much the cost should be to carry out production in its various levels of activity. The standard cost system indicates how much you should spend on material, labor, and overheads per unit of product. Knowing the unit cost, it is easy to calculate the cost of the unit produced, whatever the number. Now, analytical accounting at actual and standard cost. While job accounting can only be based on actual cost, although with some adaptation job accounting at standard cost is also possible. Process costing can be implemented both at actual and at standard cost. Now, direct costing accounting. Direct costing or marginal costing or variable costing or direct costing is a method of calculating cost that allocates to products only costs that vary directly with the volume of production. Fixed costs are not charged to the products. To all production for the period. Direct costing accounting. Fixed costs are cost of period. Variable costs are now accounting at global cost, full costing. While it is not possible to divide the fixed cost from the variable ones and they are comparatively very modest, it is clear that even with the limits of the fiction of proportionality of the distribution of indirect cost, all that remains is to use the full costing methodology. A similar consideration must be made when the selling price is missing, since the direct costing an essential factor is the revenue. Now, analytical accounting at global and direct cost. The two main subdivisions of cost are those of direct cost and indirect cost, fixed cost and variable cost. Analytical cost accounting global use the distinction between cost direct and indirect. Analytical cost accounting direct use cost sharing fixed and cost spatial. Now, analytical accounting and control accounting. In recent years, the importance of measuring cost with respect to controls has diminished in analytical accounting. It is increasingly assuming an instrumental function of economic management control, for example, as a means of detecting whether the production factors have been used economically, whether the facts and the operations carried out comply with the company objectives and policies. Analytical accounting is also considered an indispensable tool for spreading a cost-based mentality at all corporate level. Now, Responsibility Center. Responsibility Center is an autonomous company unit where organized work is carried out under the control of a boss and where the tasks are well defined and identified. The elements that combine to define a responsibility center are the following: the division of the company into areas of responsibility whose function and boundaries are clearly defined, the possibility of detecting, isolating, and locating the cost afferent to each area or center, the attribution of responsibility for the cost of each center to a well-identified person. To him, a corresponding authority must be delegated. The responsibility center is the basis of the so-called cost personalization. Now, controllable cost and non-controllable cost. Controllable costs are those costs that can be influenced, modified, increased, or reduced following a provision by the center manager, who must therefore be able to decide and manage it within certain limits and the cost for which it is considered responsible. Uncontrollable are, by exclusion, those costs that do not fall within the sphere of influence of the center manager. Now, the analytical accounting for organization of the entity system. Analytical accounting by organization is a methodology for determining cost which starts from the assumption that the cost of everything that all the organizational units into which a company and institution is divided must be known, analyzed, and evaluated regardless of the role sectors have in regards to production. Thank you, everyone. It's all about our presentation. I hope everyone is enjoying our real economy concept that I have presented to all. Thank you.
Thank you, Sonia.
Thank you, sir.
And anyone have any question? We have maybe possible if Dr. Tejinder Sharma will allow, then further we will give the direct presentation with their system. We can install the system in their university campus also after the 25th January. Sir will provide us the algorithm software. We can show the directly by the experimenting on the real platform, so that people can understand how much it is important, how we can control our costing, so that we can increase the efficiency of the organization. It is the basic objective of the real economy. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Sandeep. Very interesting, presentation in which you refreshed the concepts pertaining to cost, and you see how exactly it becomes meaningful in the present times, particularly when the margins are under pressure. The real competitiveness now lies in minimizing the costs. So cost is more of a strategic aspect now than anything else.
Yes,
can
sir.
you just remove this PPT now?
Sir, back?
Yeah, PPT. No, this. Maybe we can stop the PPT now. We don't need this, right?
Okay, sir. Okay, no issue.
Yeah, right. So, particularly, you see in the public sector, institutions in a country like India, identifying the cost is very important part. And you see, in addition to this, there is a big cost which is incurred on account of subsidy and all those things, or differential, costing which is being done for different sections and different activities. So I think so it's a time when you see this realization needs to be there. So very interesting topic, and the real gain would come in the institutions and the economy by cutting down the cost and making the operations more efficient.
Sure. I am requesting to sir, now Amido sir is also online, and his full team, Professor Arturo sir, Professor Mizalo sir, all the now with the team is available for you to explain that. They are not fluent in English, but they will try to explain or something if you have any query.
Yes, any queries, any questions coming from our students or
Sir, a question from one of the participant. How to reduce the cost in today's scenario without reducing the quality?
Sir, whenever we are allocating the funds and allocating the time, and time factor is very important. When we are not allocating the time, only giving the assignment and task the material, then it will increase the cost, right, sir? And Professor Bedo has developed the one algorithm, and software also it is patented. And after 30th January, it will be available in India also with the permission of the Professor Amido sir. And we will implement, and Professor Sharma sir will cooperate us. Then we will show the real means how actual work in a practical platform. Theoretically, sometimes, this is the same like when you want to learn the swimming, but without jumping in the water, it is not possible. When we will show this by the system, see how the resource is moving and how we can control. That moment, I feel our student and our researcher can get more better understanding. It is seem like the bike. When you are driving bike, every moment you are have a own the clutch and gear configuration, right, sir? So how you can move in a what is going on? Time factor, the motion, everything is important. And after the 30th, we will get this advantage also, and we will show by the real on your platform.
Sandeep ji, one thought comes to my mind.
Yes, sir.
You
please.
see, particularly in the say public funded universities like ours,
Yes, sir.
we don't use the double entry system, right?
Yes, sir. Sir.
You know the government accounting systems, particularly in India.
Yes,
we don't
sir.
have the system of double entry.
Yes, sir.
So is the say theoretical framework
Yes, sir.
developed by Professor Amildo
Sir.
relevant in this scenario as well, or probably it needs some say degree of modification?
Sir, I feel as per the background of the Italy and as per the background of India, I feel it is the effective, because we are now in India. You have seen, sir, they don't accountability for delaying any task, or the like. We are teacher, we have a 90 hours, so we should finish that within that resource time frame, sir. In India, we are facing this the problem. You see, sometimes we are teaching to our student, and when our student is applying in the real platform, sir, you and me are teaching our student, but in a public sector and the private sector organization, they are unable to visualize the problem, how we can solve this problem, means what problem is going on, how we can solve this problem. This is the things whatever Professor Amildo has developed, sir, and I hope so ki I will do best for my organization and my system and my country also, because my interest is that nowadays at any cost, because you know India have a huge potential, and in many public sector is failing. Sir, Professor Tejendra sir have a more better experience because he's teaching from the last 20 years, more than 20 years. What is the reason why my organization is failing? Where is the problem? Controlling system. If you will develop any monitoring system for them, easily we can find out who is accountable to all this problem. It is easy by the system. We can find out, oh, this is the person, he has delayed, due to that cost of our operation has increased. Sir, your voice is not clear. Yeah, sir.
Yeah, quite interesting, I suppose.
Yes, sir.
Yes, very right.
I'm thankful to you, sir, because you have given and you have a same background. That's why I can understand you can we can do together for our nation building. This is my motto, sir. If 1% we are able to increase the efficiency in Indian GDP, I will be thankful to I have born on this earth. I have increased our 1% GDP, right, sir? I will be thankful for myself, and with your help, we will do something better than the rest of the world, sir. Because our population is big size, we have a big size, the employment, job opportunity for the common people, and big size platform also is there for manufacturing unit. And now our great leader is doing too much better things, so that we can implement the things easily, so that we can push more better way to increase our GDP, sir.
Sir,
Right.
one more
Yeah.
question from the participant Gaurav Bareja.
Please.
Can we say that cost is and will be a matter of concern for the middle and lower class people, as lower costs are always unwelcome by the upper class people? For example, Apple and Samsung, maybe the cost part is almost same, but the selling price is very much differentiated.
Sir, you know, whenever we are not fixing the time frame, right? Our lower management, upper management, it means what? We are giving the opportunity to the system to increase the cost, right, sir? If we have fixed the 8 hour for 100 unit, and the person is not doing, And sometimes you have seen from the top management, some for purchasing the raw material somewhere or something. So who is responsible? We are going to fix the accountability for the person who is responsible to taking the decision within the time frame.
Well
Right,
said, sir. Participants are requested if any query, any doubt, then you can ask.
Sir, I would like to say something if permitted.
Yes, please, sir.
Thank you so much, sir, for enlightening us with a lot more things about costing, because costing is a matter of concern. As Tejinder sir also said that after COVID, it was a big challenge for us to accommodate the people with the right kind of products which are manufactured at the right cost and like supplied on the right price also. But recently I was in a meeting of the Chamber of Commerce and Industry, and that really changed my view. Apple is just an example. There are a lot of companies which are actually killing people by putting so much of margin, and still they are the big companies in the market. So and if I talk about the people in my community and my society, the teaching community, we know that the company is charging a lot of margin from us. Still we are like paying money for this, and this is a kind of like thought process which needs to be changed, and that's why, and that's how the company may need to think about, like, are they supposed to really bring some change in their costing and pricing method or not?
Sir, we will do. I hope so. After the completion of my actual training program in Italy, I'm going to attend that training from 15 January to 25th January. I will be there in Rome under the Professor Arturo sir and Mizalo sir, and Emido sir will be also there. Then we will discuss, and we will meet in Delhi with your support, and we will work out how we can work and implement in India on the real platform. This is my idea. And I am thankful to the Professor Tejinder sir. He has given the time, because from last many days he was having a hectic schedule, right? And then also he has promised me, Sandeep sir, don't worry, we will do. After all of our problem and our task, we will complete this promise. I am thankful to you and Tejinder sir. You have given time to me and my mentor, Professor Amido sir, and Professor Arturo sir, and Professor Mizalo sir. And his secretary, Professor Ms. Sonia Ahsan also, who has supported me, because I from the last 8 years, I understand that the Indians have a courage. They can do wonderful things. They can do for the nation building everything. If we know, we learn something new technique, so we can easily implement and we can change our society. And I know, as you know, we have learned in our childhood, India was the golden bird. So what is the reason? There is the problem in India after the independence 1947, the misuse of the resources, fixation of the accountability. Everybody is putting their problem on another people's head. So we are trying to remove this problem and fix the accountability, who is responsible and how we can increase the productivity. This is my idea, with your help. Yes, Gaurav sir.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, sir. And I'm seriously looking forward that the people from our community should come forward and actually guide people on, because costing part is related to the financial management of the individuals also.
Yeah.
These days, the students or the younger people, they are demanding a lot of things which we know that it is not worth the price they are charging, but still we are helpless. So we need to think upon this, and it is also, again, I would say, a thought process. So thank you so much, sir, for guiding us all, and it was really nice listening to you and ma'am also.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Shubha, over to you. Hello.
Thank you so much for refreshing the concepts related to the cost and addressing our participant. I thank Professor Tejinder Sharma, Department of Commerce, Kurukshetra University, Kurukshetra, HCMA, ICSI, for organizing webinar on such a relevant topic in today's environment. I thank our invited keynote speaker, Ms. Sonia Asan, Dr. Sandeep Gupta, and other guests from various countries to grace the webinar. At last, I thank all the participants to attend the webinar. Thank you, everyone. Now, I request everyone to stand for national anthem.
आ रही आवाज?
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you all. And looking forward to a very fruitful say association with you in the days to come. Thank you very much.
Sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
And all the say good wishes to Ameldeo sir for his nomination for the Nobel Prize in the forthcoming session also.
Participants are requested to unmute their camera for group photo. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.